but he brought me in. Oh, his love for me. Oh, his love for me. Who the Son sets free, oh, it's free indeed. I'm a child of God. Yes, I am. Realize he has ransomed me. Oh, his grace runs deep. While I was a slave to sin, Jesus died for me. Yes, he died for me. Who the Son sets free, oh, it's free indeed. I'm a child of God. Yes, I am. In my Father's house, there's a place for me. I'm a child of God. Yes, I am. I am chosen, not forsaken. I am who you say I am. You are for me, not against me. I am who you say I am. I am chosen, not forsaken. I am who you say I am. You are for me, not against me. I am who you say I am. Oh, I am who you say I am. Who the Son sets free, oh, is free indeed. I'm a child of God. Yes, I am. In my Father's house, there's a place for me. I'm a child of God. Yes, I am.
All right. Morning, everybody. Is that me? I don't even know. Morning, everybody. Is it a thing? Okay. Morning, everybody. Nailed it. Yes. How you doing today? It doesn't count if you say it, dude. It was Geraldine. She wins. I'm great. Thanks for asking. You guys are so nice. Hey, we're really excited to have you here today. Not just because we love having you, but to celebrate the very, very special day that it is. Does anybody know what day it is today? Nailed it. I don't know what's happened back here. That is not it, but I do like that. No, of course, it is National Sandwich Day, which we're all super pumped about. November 3. So, I know, right? Did you guys know? I'm not using this one in the game. So, did you know that Americans eat 300 million sandwiches a day? Do you know how many Americans there are? Exactly. It's one sandwich a day. It's amazing. Anyway, more fun facts to come. But I'd like for you to get to know a little bit about some people around you. And today's question is this. What is the weirdest sandwich that you enjoy? On your mark. Oh, Geraldine's like, oh, that's easy. I got that. On your mark, get set, go. What do you got, guys? Weirdest sandwich? I can't even handle this. Yikes. All right. If I could get my volunteers to start making their way up this way, I would appreciate it for the game. Thank you very much. Who's got the weirdest sandwich? Out of here. Mine's peanut butter and pickle. Dill, of course. Right? Get some. Come on. So good. Peanut butter and tomatoes? That's gross. I don't like tomatoes, though, so it is what it is. Okay, we're getting there. Are you ready? So I've got a game today, of course. The theme is all sandwich related. For those of you who don't know, we play like this. Every answer is a number answer. Whoever is farthest from that answer is eliminated until we have one person left and Craig comes up and hopefully loses. Okay. Could you please introduce yourself and tell us your weird sandwich choice? It's wireless. You can just hold it. Nice.
My name is Andrew. My weirdest sandwich was my mom made me blended Big Franks with mayo, so it's sort of like a sloppy Joe.
Hang on. Is that not just a normal sandwich to people? That's called a smashed hot dog sandwich, right? Like, I'm super into it. That sounds delicious. Was it more liquidy than? It's like a. I love where your head's at, man. I love it. Here we go.
Hi, my name is Kelly, and I don't really have a weird sandwich. I think we talked about just putting chips in our sandwich, but I don't think that's weird.
Super popular with that answer.
My name is Shannon, and chips, and I don't like mayo, so we use ranch dressing instead. It's pretty good, though. Not weird.
It's a little weird. Let's not play it down, okay? Actually, let's take a poll really quick. How many people do Miracle Whip? That is zero. Oh, there's one. That's awesome. That's awesome. Welcome. Even you're welcome here, apparently, is the whole thing. That's awesome. All right, here we go, guys. We're down to it. Here are the questions. Number one, friends. It's a long intro, so hold on to your hats. In 1987, I know, right? A man bought a lifetime unlimited first-class American Airlines ticket for $250,000. I know. Sometimes he would jump on an airplane just to get a sandwich. See, incorporated it. That was it, right? The American Airlines ended that contract in 2008. How much had that single ticket cost American Airlines? Right? I said sandwich, it's fine. He bought an unlimited first-class ticket for $250,000 in 1987. In 2008, they ended the contract. How much had it cost them in that year, in those years? In total. You remember the story. That's good, dude. I like that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the big reveal in 3, 2, 1. 15 million? 3.3 million? 475. That's okay. That's. She's like, I was way up. It was 21 million, in fact. $21 million that cost American Airlines. Round of applause right here. Thank you so much for playing. Fantastic. All right, question number 2. The average American will eat how many peanut butter and jelly sandwiches by the time they're 18 years old? You guys are like super reactive today, and I love it. Like peanut butter and jelly. Oh, it's awesome. In their lifetime, by the time they're 18, how many? All right. You didn't have to race here. Okay, here we go. What do we see? We've got 50,000 and 1,500. The answer? 1,500. We had 1,000 here, 50,000 there. The answer was 1,500. Winner right here. Kelly, thank you so much for playing. That's solid. I just want you to know, Kelly, you had almost no chance. He actually had math up here. Like, he worked out long division. It was astounding. He erased it, so I didn't call him out, but I got you. It wasn't division, obviously. It was multiplication. All right, here we go. Boss round. On your mark, get set, go. How much did the largest sandwich weigh? Guinness World Record. Oh, dude, you're going to do math again. In pounds. It's in pounds, yes. I'm not going to do that. Okay, on the count of 3, show them. 1, 2, 3. 144,000. 500 and 144,000. The real answer was 5,440 pounds. Right here, ladies and gentlemen. The winner, sandwich dinner right here. Thank you guys so much for playing with us today, and thank you so much for joining us this Sabbath to worship.
Worthy of every song we could ever sing, worthy of all the praise we could ever bring, worthy of every breath we could ever breathe. We live for you. Jesus, the name above every other name. Jesus, the only one who could ever save. Worthy of every breath we could ever breathe. We live for you. Oh, we live for you. And holy, there is no one like you. There is none beside you. Open up my eyes in wonder. Show me who you are and fill me with your heart and lead me in your love to those around me. Sing that one more time. Worthy of every song we could ever sing, worthy of all the praise we could ever bring, worthy of every breath we could ever breathe. We live for you. Oh, we live for you. And holy, there is no one like you. There is none beside you. Open up my eyes in wonder. Show me who you are and fill me with your heart and lead me in your love to those around me. And I will build my life upon your love. It is a firm foundation, and I will put my trust in you alone, and I will not be shaken. And I will build my life upon your love. It is a firm foundation, and I will Why don't you all stand as we sing this together? I was lost in a moment, a glimmer in time. Like a child chasing shadows, but back to the light. I was lost in a fog till you caught my eye. Through the smoke and the mirrors, a glimmer of light. I know there's a place I belong, where I've seen the fullness of love. A child's face to face with my God, lost in His awesome wonder. While I wait, I will not be afraid. My faith will remain all the same. My hope in the things not yet seen, found in the greatest of these. I found love in the moment, exploding light. At the cross where the curtains were ripped from my eyes, I found heaven in pieces, in glimmering dust. Broken glass in reflection till they shine like the sun. I know there's a place I belong, where I see the fullness of love. A child face to face with my God, lost in your awesome wonder. While I wait, I will not be afraid. My faith will remain all the same. My hope in the things not yet seen, found in the greatest of these. I know that you love me. I know that you love me. Your love never fails. Your love never fails. All said and done, all that matters is love. So let love take over. Not just in part, but in all that you are. Let your love take over. When all said and done, all that matters is love. So let love take over. Dear Jesus, thank you for this day. Thank you for bringing us all here safely. Please bless us as we hear from Pastor Linda today. Help her teach us something new about Ruth, and let her words be yours. And in your name I pray, amen.
Thank you so much to Kylie, to Jasmine, to Esther, to Javen, to Duncan. I'm going to get them all. Aiden and Nathan. Really appreciate that, you guys. It is so wonderful to be here with you this morning. The first thing is this. We want to invite our kids to go to the back. We have crafts and games with Teacher Madeline, Teacher Ashley. And if this is your first time here, you can send your kid back there with them. You just have to sign up in the back. And they're going to do crafts, games, and have a great time back there. We also have a parents' video room directly to my left. And there's a live feed there if you have a toddler like I do. And it's a little bit easier for you to watch in a contained space. That being said, there are a couple things I want to talk to you about this morning before we introduce Linda, and this is the first thing. How many of you were with us last Saturday night, downtown Redlands, when we did the Disney concert? Yeah, it was a great time. 18 songs we did from 14 different movies. We can go to the next slide there, Ian. And basically what happened was it was just a great time, and we are just so glad that you were able to come out. We had 300 people show up, and it was just a blast. We're going to do some more next year. We'll keep you posted, and we just are so grateful for all the support you showed for this event. Our next event is in November 17. 2 weeks from today, we're doing a Thanksgiving outreach. And there are two ways for us to help out. There is a food list item back there where we will collect the food on November 17. And the second is you can donate to the cause. We're working with Redlands Family Services Association, which is going to help families in need, to give them food for Thanksgiving. And the way that you donate is on November 17, we will collect an offering, and every dollar that you give that day will go directly to helping Redlands Family Service Association and giving food to people and families who are in need. So please look for that. If you'd like to bring a food item, there is a list on the back counter on your way out. Also, on November 16, the day before this, on a Friday night, we are going to have a town hall meeting. And I know this sounds really boring, so I'm going to entice you with a little word that we like to call around here, kukas. Kukas is going to be there, available, and we're going to have a Friday night gathering at the Schofield's house. Basically, there's a few things we need to talk about where Paradox is and where it's going. It's all good stuff, and we'd love to see you Friday night, November 16 at 6 o'clock, and we'll have kukas there for you as well, so we'd love to see you at that. Lastly, after this week, we are starting a new series in the book of Zephaniah. It's a two-part series because there's only 3 chapters, and I will be speaking on that for the next 2 weeks. But we are not done yet with the book of Ruth, which brings us to an introduction that I am pleased to make. We are very excited to have with us this morning the one and only Linda Tambunan. Linda is the Loma Linda. You can get excited about that. Yes. Yeah, it's okay. Linda is the chaplain for the elementary school at Loma Linda Academy, and when she spoke and participated in our Women in Ministry panel, I thought to myself, we have got to have her come and speak here at Paradox, and so today is that day. She is wrapping up our series in Ruth, and so at this time, I invite you to give a rafter-rattling, raucous welcome to the one and only Linda Tambunan.
Testing, I'm on. Good morning. Thank you for inviting me, Craig, and I'm happy to be here. I guess he already introduced me. For the last few weeks, this community has been diving into the rich story of Ruth, from being a radical depiction of family to the grief of Naomi, to the beauty in the scandalous genealogy that is offered through Ruth. There's so many things that we've explored and gained from this story. And today, as we close and wrap up this series, I want to narrow in on the conversation of safety. If we are paying very close attention to current events, we know that safety is a pressing issue in our community and in our society. Safety is something we no longer can take for granted. When the shooting happened in Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, we did a walkout, the high school did, in honor of the victims. And I remember walking out and walking on the court side of the hallways of Loma Linda, and my classroom is on the outside of the elementary. And if you've ever been to Loma Linda Academy, there are no gates. You drive in. And I remember just walking down, and this thought like overwhelmed me, thinking about the 1,200 or something students that live Monday through Friday on this campus. Are our kids safe here? Last week, I was in Idaho when I heard of the Pittsburgh shooting at the Tree of Life Synagogue. And I was flooded again with all of these emotions, anger, frustration, sadness. And I was walking through the Spokane International Airport on my way back. And as I was walking through security, I just had this overwhelming feeling of safety. Am I safe? Am I safe? Am I this brown girl in a predominantly white community? Am I safe? And I remember turning to my partner who's white, and I looked at him and I was like, do you ever think about the fact that I'm a brown woman? When I'm in these contexts, do you ever think about what I might be feeling? And he looks at me, and I'm still like wound up about it. He looks at me and he's like, of course I do. I always think about that when I see you in situations and in contexts where you are the only brown person. And I want you to be safe. What can I do to make you feel safe? Your safety is my number one priority. Probably one of the most reassuring things that I've ever heard from him. Your safety is my number one priority. So what does it mean to feel safe? I Googled it. Thank you, Webster. And I actually really like this definition. Safety is the state of being when one feels free from harm or danger. Safety is the state of being when one feels free from harm and danger. If we are to dissect some of our most intimate relationships, part of the roadblocks that we come up against in moments where we feel unsafe is that we feel threatened. I'm newly married. We got married in July. And anytime I come up against him when I feel unsafe, I immediately feel tightness in my chest. And I instead of confronting my needs, I start to hide, and I start to just I don't feel safe here. So instead of confronting that, I move away from him. And so if we're gonna talk about relationship, in order to build intimacy, we need safety. In community, if we're going to build community, we need intimacy, but there cannot be intimacy if there is not safety. And I think what Ruth offers us is this picture of safety. Safety is a state of being when one feels free from harm or danger. And today we'll pursue what that looks like in the dynamics between Ruth and Naomi and between Boaz and Ruth. The book of Ruth starts with 3 women, Naomi, Ruth, and Orpah. All are vulnerable women from the beginning of this story. Naomi flees from with her family from Bethlehem, and then we know of the losses that they all experience. So they are here together, Naomi, Ruth, and Orpah. Desolate women who've experienced loss, women who have no ties to property, women who have no hopes for inheritance, women without a social network. They're the marginalized and amongst the most vulnerable members of society. And if you've been here for the last, this is the fifth week, you know that being a woman in this patriarchal society means that they have no power, means that they have no voice, means that they have no physical safety around them. And so Naomi hears of food again in Bethlehem, and there's this interesting part where it says that they're journeying towards there, and then Naomi stops. And she tells Ruth and Orpah to go back. It says in Ruth 1 verse 9, "Go back, each of you, to your mother's house. May the Lord deal kindly with you as you have dealt with the dead and with me. The Lord grant that you may find security, each of you in the house of your husband. I think Naomi, as they're transitioning into Bethlehem, I think what clicks for her is that we are extremely unsafe right now. And I can't secure my safety or the safety of Ruth and Orpah. And so she tells them actually to go back. Go back and get married, because the only way that you will find security, the only way that you find safety is to find men, is to find another husband. Because potentially in their house you will be safe. And the word security that is used here, the Hebrew word for it is menucha. Sound good? Man, that kind of did sound good. Menucha, right? And that actually means, the literal translation of that is rest. Is rest. So she's saying, may you find rest in the house of your husband. When I think of the word rest in this context, I have to think about the emotional exhaustion that they experience, the emotional unsafety that they endure, the trauma, the baggage, the violence, the heartbreak. They are in need of safety. And so Naomi recognizes, don't keep coming with me, because we're all out here unsafe. Go back and find rest for yourselves. And then something beautiful happens. The Bible says that they kiss and they weep aloud. This intimate farewell and this intimate cry is such a beautiful picture of safety. Here's why. They are weeping from grief, from their desperation, from fear, but they are weeping together. Safety means there is space for us to be vulnerable. Safety means that there is space for us to be vulnerable. So this picture of Naomi recognizing that we are completely unsafe, that there are so many things going on. I need you to go back, because with me, you're unsafe. You can go find rest. You can go find security in another husband's house. And after this, there is this picture of 3 women together crying. I went to a workshop in Vancouver about cultural appropriation, and it was this Native American woman who shared, and she shared with us that in her community, whenever there is loss or grief or pain or harm, she does not cry alone. She only cries in the presence of community. She only weeps in the presence of her community. Her community tells her that when you are hurting, you are safest when you are amongst us. Safety means there is space for people to be vulnerable. And then we go and we get this picture of Orpah leaving. She recognizes, well, you're right. I'm going to be safer in another man's house. And I think it's this beautiful expression of love, because Naomi's like, do this. Go seek safety. We're not safe here. And Orpah was like, okay, yeah, you're right. But I don't think it's like this, peace out, I'm going to go get a husband. It's like this break in their intimate relationship, but also Orpah's awareness of her own need for safety. And we can't blame her for walking away from Naomi or Ruth. I'd be like, you're an awesome mother-in-law. Thank you so much. I do. I need shelter. That's what we need. We need safety. And then there's Ruth. I don't know about you, but sitting with Ruth has been so life-shifting for me, because Ruth's story is powerful. And I want to read to you what she tells Naomi. And in this context, I want you to know how powerful it is for Ruth to choose in this moment to finally speak up. Because up until this moment, Ruth has never had a voice. She's never had a decision. She was told who to marry. She was told by her husband the things to do. She's Not only that, a layer of that is this: she's this barren woman. Ruth has no agency or power up until this moment, and she chooses to speak up when Naomi's like, go and follow Orpah. She says this: do not press me to leave you or turn back from following you. Where you go, I will go. Where you lodge, I will lodge. Your people shall be my people, and your God, my God. Where you die, I will die. There I will be buried. May the Lord do thus and so to me, and more as well, even death parts from me. Even if death parts me from you. I'm gonna just let that sit for a little bit. And I think part of the problem with Ruth, how we treat this text, is we romanticize it. Oh my goodness, Ruth like has this amazing love for Naomi. This is some crazy stuff. This is some real crazy stuff. If I was Ruth's friend, I'd have been like, girl, you are out of your mind. Because essentially what Ruth is saying, I will go to a place that doesn't even recognize my humanity. I will go to a place that doesn't even recognize my womanhood. I will go to a place where there is no hope for me. Essentially, I will go with you and sacrifice my well-being. And in this moment, Ruth speaks up against societal norms. She is calling out the system of that day that says, you have not created safety for me and Naomi, but I will choose to create safety for Naomi, even without the guarantee of my own well-being. And they journey to Bethlehem in silence. What a powerful expression of radical justice, radical safety, radical love. And I have more here prepared, but I think I want to sit here. Because Ruth chooses to speak up at a time where the system that she exists in does not even recognize her own need for safety. And she chooses to align herself with Naomi, who is headed back to a place that she calls home. And what is there for Naomi? The text doesn't really tell us. But when she walks into Bethlehem, the women in the area is like, ooh, is that Naomi? I can't even recognize her. Is that her? And so Ruth walks with Naomi into an uncertainty. And she chooses to align with Naomi because she is content with sitting in Naomi's desolation. Because she is content with sitting in Naomi's desolation. That is a radical picture of safety. And the truth of the matter is, as they're walking and journeying to Bethlehem, as they exist in Bethlehem, these women, these widows, part of the most marginalized members of society at the time, they are fully unsafe. Their lives are threatened just because they are women and because they are widows. They have no ties to protection. And one of the first things that we get in this story is as they get into Bethlehem, chapter 1 ends, they came to Bethlehem at the beginning of the barley harvest. And then Ruth again, she tells Naomi, let me go to the field and glean among the ears of grain behind someone in whose sight I may find favor. How many of you watch Handmaid's Tale? Okay. So, this idea of gleaning, I don't know, I'm sorry, we're going to nerd out on handmaids. They're the colony, they're gleaning, okay? And so Ruth, they enter into Bethlehem, and the first need that they have is food. And so Ruth says, let me go and glean. In the context of gleaning in this time, those who would glean for food are aliens or foreigners, are the poor. They are basically collecting what is left over from the harvest. And this was a mandate just so that they could help feed the poor and the foreigner. But to go into the field was actually one of the most unsafest places that you could be. And for Ruth, she had so many factors against her. Not only was she a woman, not only was she a widow, but now she's a foreigner. She's the most vulnerable person out there gleaning. And in their entrance into Bethlehem, her first reaction to Naomi was, let me go and find sustenance for us. Let me go and find food. And let me go into the field where, once again, I am the most vulnerable. If I was Ruth's friend, I'm like, girl, you are out your mind. You are crazy. Why would you do something like that? Why would you risk your life for Naomi? Why would you go above and beyond, go these lengths? And Ruth does this in complete love and loyalty to Naomi. Even when her own well-being is threatened, she's like, I'm going to go the distance for us. Part of safety is having safety in numbers. And Ruth says, I will be your person, Naomi. In your most vulnerable state, I will be your person. I don't think we have to go far to think about who we need to align ourselves with. And the crazy part of this story is that Yahweh chooses to be the picture of Ruth, or Ruth is the picture of Yahweh. But Ruth is the most marginalized in this story. Ruth is the foreigner. Ruth is the widow. Ruth is the woman. And yet she is the one choosing to act. She is the one choosing to stand up against the system that does not even care for her. She's the one that chooses to align herself in Naomi's desolation, because Ruth had a choice on the way to Bethlehem, and it was to go back to find security for herself. But in an act of self-determination and agency, she says, I'm going to stick with Naomi. Where you go, I will go. Where you die, I will die. We are living in a time where it is so easy to be in our silos, because in our minds, that is safety. But when we choose not to align ourselves and to carry the burden of safety for those who are marginalized, for those who are institutionally oppressed, are we really safe? And perhaps when this community, the community in Scripture, or the first century Christians, when they read the book of Ruth and they saw that it was the other, the one that was marginalized, the one that was deemed, trash. When she is the fullness of the image of God, I wonder what that mirror looked like for the Israelites or the Jews or the first century Christians. And too often we have put the burden of safety on the other. If you're LGBTQ, what are you doing to make me feel safe? If you're another color than me, what are you doing to make me feel safe? And I think if we're standing in a place of privilege, if we're standing in a place where we can offer safety, then I think we need to choose to align ourselves to carry the burden of safety for others. At Loma Linda Academy, I run this program called Kindness Ambassadors. Maya was one of them last year. Hey, girl. And it's a social emotional learning program, and we invite students to be a part of it. And we do a lot of social skills and activities during lunch. And it was this 4th grade group last year. And we had high schoolers come that day to facilitate the activity for the day. And they played this game, and I love just observing everything and watching. And as the high schoolers got the kids to participate in the activity, I saw this one student. And I'm just watching her. I'm like, what is she about to do? And she has that like awkward look on her face. And like she's looking around. And I was like, this is super interesting. And she's seeing if anyone's watching her, and I guess she didn't notice me. But she leans back on her chair, and she slides all the way down. And she's under her desk with her hands over her head. And I saw that, and I was like looking, and I was like, who else notices this? And no one did, because everyone was kind of busy playing with the game. And so I was like, I wonder what's going on here. So from afar, I started crawling on the floor. And I crawled up to her, and I met her under the desk. And I was like, hey, are you okay? And she's like, no. And I was like, what's going on? And she's like, I don't want to be here. And I was like, it's okay. You don't have to participate in the activity. You can come and just stand by me, and we can just watch this together. And so she comes out of under the desk, and she's standing with me, and we're just standing there watching. And the activity is over, lunch is over, and they leave. And I never followed up with her because I felt like, okay, she's anxious, so I'm just going to be here. I'm just going to be present. And a couple weeks later, we did this activity in the same group. She was there. And it was a thank you, a lesson on gratitude, to say thank you to people that have done something for us. And at the end of the activity, she walks up to me, and she hands me the card. And on the card, it says, I want to thank you for seeing me when I was scared. And then I was like, that's it. That's where safety begins. When we see each other. When we see each other. When it no longer becomes, what are you doing to make me feel safe? But what am I doing to make you feel safe? Imagine how radical our homes, our communities, our schools, our churches would look like if we individually took it upon ourselves to say, what about me? What can I do to make sure that I ensure safety for you? I want to carry the burden of safety. And essentially, that's what Ruth says to Naomi. I'm going to carry the burden of safety even when my own well-being is threatened. I'm going to carry the burden of safety. What does it look like in your homes to carry the burden of safety for your children, for your spouse? What does it look like in your churches to carry the burden of safety for people who walk through the doors that may not smell like you, may not look like you, may not think like you, may not dress like you? In your workplace, what does it look like to carry the burden of safety for your employers? For your employers who are mean and hurtful sometimes, because there's something else going on there. What does it mean to say, I'm going to carry the burden of safety for you, my neighbor? Because when you feel threatened, my community is threatened. Ruth says, I'm going to carry the burden of safety for you, Naomi. What a beautiful picture of Yahweh. What a beautiful picture of Yahweh. He says, I'm going to carry the burden of safety for my children. Who can you offer safety to this week? Thank you.
so good to me. For I took a breath, you breathed your life in me. You have been so, so kind to me. And oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found, leaves the 99. I couldn't earn it, I don't deserve it, still you give yourself away. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
When I was your foe, still your love fought for me. You have been so, so good to me. When I felt no worth, you paid it all for me. You have been so, so kind to me. And oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. No, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found. Leave the 99. I couldn't earn it, I don't deserve it, till you give yourself away. And oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God.
At this time, we're going to take a few minutes to fill out these connection cards. They are in the seat back in front of you. This helps us to identify first-time guests, as well as it gives you an opportunity for, if you have anything that you'd like for us to pray for, our team will pray for anything that's on the back of these cards. So we're going to take a minute, and if we could have everybody fill one of these out, if you could just write your name, we'd be most appreciative. Thanks so much. And at this time, we're going to collect an offering. There are two ways to give. One is in the bucket that's about to be passed, and one is online at paradoxgiving.com. You can also drop your connection cards in the bucket that's about to be passed. And we just want to say thank you for the generosity you've shown this church. And then at this time, we'd like to invite everyone to stand as we sing together, "This Is My Mother's World."
This is my mother's world, and to my listening ears, all nature sings and round me rings the music of the spheres. This is my mother's world. I rest me in the thought of rocks and trees, of skies and seas. Her hand the wonders wrought. This is my mother's world. The birds their carols rise in the morning light. The lily white declare their Maker's praise. This is my mother's world. She shines in all that's fair. In the rustling grass, I hear her pass. She speaks to me everywhere. This is my mother's world. Oh, let me never forget that though the wrong seems oft so strong, God is a ruler yet. This is my mother's world. Why should my heart be sad? She is our queen. Let the heavens ring. God reigns. Let the earth be glad. She is our queen. Let the heavens ring. God reigns. Let the earth be glad.
Dear God, thank you so much for the story of Ruth, and may it remind us and challenge us to look around for those who are hurting and to bear their burden of safety, as well as to give them the empowerment and the voice they need to be the burden of safety for themselves. In your name we pray. Amen. Thank you so much for joining us this Sabbath morning. Thank you again to Linda and to the praise band. We appreciate you guys, and we will see you next week when we continue with the series of Zephaniah. Great job. Great job. Everyone was really good. Good job, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you guys so much.